I knew I was in trouble the moment he winked at me across the table because no sane man smiles like that at his ex's business partner unless he's plotting something dangerous. The worst part? My heart skipped, not out of fear, but out of something I hadn't felt in years. It was a Thursday evening in New York, and the deal was supposed to be straightforward. My partner, Chris, had set up a meeting with potential investors at a chic rooftop restaurant overlooking the city lights. The contracts were on the table, the wine was poured, the numbers made sense. Then he walked in Daniel. Daniel, the infamous ex-boyfriend Chris had sworn was manipulative, charming to the point of cruelty, and absolutely off-limits. I had heard his name 100 times, always accompanied by words like "don't trust him," "he'll eat you alive," or "that man is poison." Yet there he was, sliding into the chair next to me, radiating confidence like he owned the skyline. "Ethan, right?" he said smoothly, his voice low, velvety, with a hint of mockery. "Chris's partner in crime. I've heard fascinating things." I tried to act unaffected. But the truth was, Daniel wasn't just attractive, he was devastating. Dark hair falling just right over sharp eyes, a smile that curled at the edges as if he already knew all your secrets. He smelled faintly of cedarwood and something expensive I couldn't name. Dinner ended. Deals were signed. Chris was distracted with the investors, and Daniel leaned toward me. "You should let me buy you dinner sometime," he whispered, his breath brushing my ear. Purely professional, of course. I should have said no. God knows I should have. But all I managed was a shaky laugh and a muttered, "We'll see." That was the beginning of the storm. The first time I actually agreed to dinner, it was raining. The city glistened under streetlights, and I told myself it wasn't a date, it was networking. Nothing more. Daniel greeted me at a quiet Italian place in Soho, already knowing my drink, already disarming me with stories that made me laugh against my will. "You're not what I expected," he said as the waiter set down plates of pasta neither of us touched much. "Oh? And what exactly did you expect?" He tilted his head, studying me. "Someone colder, like Chris. You're warmer." That word lingered in me longer than the taste of wine. Dinner led to more dinners. Dinners turned into late-night walks where our shoulders brushed and silence stretched too long to be casual. And every time I swore I wouldn't see him again, my phone buzzed with another message. Dinner? Just 1 hour. No strings. But strings always came attached. Chris noticed, of course. One afternoon, he slammed his office door and glared at me across the desk. "Are you out of your mind, Ethan? That man will ruin you." He ruined me. I swallowed hard, guilt burning my chest. "It's not like that. He's just what?" Chris snapped. "Just manipulative? Just using you to get back at me?" I wanted to deny it. I wanted to believe Daniel's soft laughs and sharp insights were more than a game. But deep down, I didn't know. That night, when I met Daniel again, I confronted him. "Why me?" I asked as we lingered outside my apartment, rain dripping off the fire escape. "Is this revenge against Chris?" His smile faded. For the first time, his eyes softened. "Revenge? God, no. I don't care about Chris anymore. I care about you." And then he kissed me. It wasn't gentle. It wasn't tentative. It was desperate, like he'd been holding back for weeks. His hand gripped my jaw, his lips stole the air from my lungs, and I let him. Every warning, every risk, every promise I'd made myself shattered in that moment. But reality has a way of crashing in. The next morning, Chris stormed into my apartment unannounced. He saw the shirt Daniel had left on the chair. He saw my silence, and his face broke not with anger, but with hurt. "You were supposed to be my friend," he whispered. Then he walked out, and the sound of the door slamming was louder than any fight we'd ever had. I thought I'd ruined everything. The partnership, the trust, maybe even the business. And for days I avoided Daniel, drowning in guilt. But Daniel found me as he always did. "Run if you want," he said, catching me outside the office, his eyes burning. "But don't lie to yourself. You feel it too." And damn it, he was right. The final test came weeks later, when one of the investors hinted that Daniel was trying to sabotage the deal. Chris confronted me again, furious. "He's dragging you down with him. Choose, Ethan. Him or this business." I spent that night pacing, torn between loyalty and desire, between safety and the wild, unexplainable pull toward Daniel. At dawn, I went to find him. He was waiting on the Brooklyn Bridge, leaning against the rail, city lights fading into morning behind him. He looked tired, vulnerable in a way I hadn't seen before. "If you walk away now," Daniel said quietly, "I won't stop you. But know this, I never wanted to hurt you. I only wanted something real. Something real." The words struck me harder than any accusation Chris had thrown. Because despite the chaos, despite the warnings, what I felt with Daniel was real. I stepped closer, my chest pounding. "Then prove it. No more games. No more revenge. Just us." His lips trembled into a smile, and when I reached for his hand, he held on like a man who finally found his anchor. In the weeks that followed, everything didn't magically fix itself. Chris and I had brutal conversations, walls that took time to mend. But he saw, eventually, that Daniel wasn't using Medhat. What we had was different. It wasn't about the past. It was about now. And one evening, back at that same rooftop where it all began, Daniel took my hand openly. No more secrets, no more hesitation. The city lights reflected in his eyes as he whispered, "Dinner? Every night? For the rest of our lives?" I laughed, heart lighter than it had been in years. "Only if you cook sometimes." He grinned, leaning in. "Deal." And for once, the only contract that mattered was the one written quietly between us. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.